Welcome to the Zombie Pacifist Challenge, where we try to beat the game in survival mode by killing as little zombies as possible. So the whole point of this game is to find a cure for the zombie infection, which means that there's a potential hope for saving everyone who's been infected. So everyone I kill is a potential human who won't make it back to their normal lives, which is why I'm going to try to kill only the absolute minimum amount of zombies required to beat this game. And just to establish the rules, if I kill a zombie, it counts as a kill. If another character kills a zombie, that does not count as a kill because it was not by my hands. If a zombie dies because of a mine that was not placed by me, it does not count either. But I can injure a zombie by shooting it in the legs as long as it does not die because of it. Worst case scenario is that once we find the cure, these people will just wake up and be injured. But they'll be alive. So with this out of the way, let's start the challenge. So right off the bat, once we get the pepper pad and turn on the generator, we get our answer pretty quickly. No, it's not possible to beat the game with 0 kills because we need to get this Bob from this poor chap right here. So we get our answer in the first 5 minutes of the game, and this is kill number 1. So right here, as we're trying to get the key card to open the door, we encounter our first zombies in the real world, but they're pretty dumb as they don't even hear us walking by them, so these ones are easy to avoid. So here, once we scan the first CCTV box, there's some flares we need up on those steps, but we're going to get down that ladder there later on, and the zombie's going to be in our way, so we're just going to push him so that he follows us. And he's pretty slow, so we'll have our time to go up the stairs, get the first flare, and go through the apartment to get our second flare, which are going to be super useful because every single flare we find we will use in this challenge. So there's flare number 2, and now we can go down this ladder in peace. And here, once we open the first fast travel location, we have to go up this ladder to get the 3 flares that are up there, which again, extremely useful. So we have 5 right now in our inventory, and we can just take a bit of damage here because it doesn't matter. We're just going to run past everyone, and we're going to go into the market. There's no real issue here at all.
Shit, it was rigged to the alarm. Get inside before every blighter from miles around comes running.
And here in the supermarket basement, once you scan the second CCTV box, there's just a zombie at the top of the stairs that you just need to push out of the way, and then you can just walk straight by him and run straight to the exit of the supermarket. So once you exit the supermarket, there's a wannabe rockstar here that makes a bunch of noise, but you can just walk right by him and then go back to the safe house shortcut we just unlocked, and then safely make our way back to the safe house where we can save.
So you made it back. Now, you may have noticed.
And now that we made it back to the safe house, there's our first interesting skip, because normally there's a mission called Protect the Safe House that gets triggered, where you need to protect the safe house from an incoming wave of zombies, and there's, I don't know, probably about over 20 zombies that you need to kill. But there's a fun glitch where if you save and exit and come back into the game, the fence that lets you leave the safe house that's normally blocked is now unlocked for some reason. It's just a glitch. So with this little exploit, we get to skip this wave mission and save a bunch more zombies.
I've spotted a horde of blighters heading your way. You've only got a few moments to prepare.
And what's important here is to not walk in front of the monitors, or else it will trigger the next mission. But if you just vault over this couch, you'll see this gate that used to be locked is now unlocked because of the menu save glitch, whatever you want to call it. And now we can go here where we got the Bob, because now that we have the hammer, we can remove these planks and get the key card that we need to progress in the story. And then you just go back to the safe house, and again, don't walk in front of the monitors, or else it will trigger the next mission. But then you can reach the shortcut and go back to the supermarket area. So from the fast travel point in the Brick Lane markets, just make your way back to the safe house entrance, which is the one we came through the first time we came here, just past these hazmat tents. And then you'll see that we'll be on the other side of the metal shutters in the safe house area that normally don't open until you beat the Protect the Safe House mission. But because we fast traveled out of that area, we'll now be on the right side of it. So here we are on the other side of the shutters that are still blocked because we didn't do the Protect the Safe House mission. But that doesn't matter, the game will bring us to the next mission once we reach the next checkpoint, which is right past this door here. And this is the door that we needed the key card to open, so that's why we went to get the key card before fast traveling. Just open this door right here.
Things could have been so different if people had listened to John D.
So here we are near the Royal Bunker entrance, and normally you can just push the zombie to the ground and remove the planks on the door, but I got a bit unlucky and the second one came early, so I had to improvise and play Ring Around the Rosie and lure them around the container to give me enough time to remove the planks. So you just pull them far enough, and you see there's that third one coming down too. Just make sure they're close together, and once they're far enough from the door, just take a sprint, remove the planks. You're going to take a hit, but it doesn't really matter. And then once the planks are removed, you can go inside and make sure to put planks on this door because there's 3 zombies, they'll knock that door down pretty fast. Once I make it to this room, I take a little breather, I heal, I grab the other planks, and I like to scan the CCTV boxes even if you don't really need them, just because it helps me situate myself on the map. And here I take a hit once I open the door, but that doesn't really matter.
Look at these poor bastards. They flocked here thinking they'd be safe, that the Royals would...
For this area I need to use 2 flares. The first one, I throw it by the tank to give me enough time to get the lockpick from the container.
Never forget that.
And then the flare ended earlier than I was expecting, so I took another hit. But that's fine. Here I sprint and zigzag around the horde. Throw the second flare here, which gives me enough time to open the gate. And then I can make it to the entrance.
There's your way in. Be careful. Radio signal won't reach you down there. You're on your own.
Between the entrance of the bunker and the doctor's lab, there's only really one zombie in our way, and yeah, it doesn't pose much of a threat.
Well, technically, I'm an Omega group myself. Started as an army medic, and then they posted me here. It's such a shame. Those soldiers were elite.
So once I meet the doctor, he sends me to the second floor, and all I need to do here is just zigzag around the zombies. Not much to it. I just always make sure to keep in movement, and it's not too difficult.
I've just realized you probably have no idea what Omega Group is. It's an elite group to protect the royal family. Would you step over there and scan that infected chap?
And here the doctor forces us to do our second kill of the game. I need to kill the zombie to get its parasite sample. So that one is unskippable, that's kill number 2.
Antibodies from the infected gland. Perfect.
These poor buggers have to fend for themselves.
So here I am at the Brick Lane Flats. There's a zombie here that tries to chase me, but it's not even a problem. Here's another flare we need, this is flare number 6. And now here to make our way towards that Ron Friedman's flat. Just try to do a bit of pushing and shoving, and make our way around to drop down into that little rooftop hole.
Looks like you can jump down through a hole in the ceiling.
I need to push this armored zombie to the ground, which gives me just enough time to climb this ladder here, without him pulling me down.
Bloody hell, I've just realised where you are. That's Ron Friedman's
And here I need to make my way to the elevator, so just open the door, push the zombies, ring around the Rosie, make it back, and once I push the button, they can no longer get through.
Ron Friedman wild goose chase.
So here there's always 1 or 2 zombies that fall from the roof. I just push them to make sure they stay in the elevator, and then I'm home free. There's one hidden behind the wall here. Just wait for it to go through, push it, close the door. Then you need to sprint to the vent really fast because there's a few zombies here that wake up. And then I'm gonna make my way to the disco room.
Prepper here.
And here I just quickly run by everyone, push this bookshelf away to the side, and take a hit. That doesn't really matter. Sometimes it's close, sometimes it's far, but if you take a hit, it doesn't matter. Close the door, make sure to have planks on hand, and then that gives me the time to put in the code and get what I need. So again, the most useful items for this challenge are flares and planks. Those are the most invaluable items for this run.
Well, we're pulling out in less than 12 hours. Ronald Friedman, if you're ignoring me, I swear.
Thought she was dead. But pay her no mind. The Ravens couldn't plan an orgy in a brothel. In fact, my ass, more likely they'll shoot you and rip your bob from your dead hands.
So here I am in Green Park. I need to get the key card from the dead military guy in this tent here. I got lucky RNG here. The zombie placement can be different every time, but I managed to get away without a scratch.
He had my back all the way through Kuwait and beyond. An honourable man.
And now that I have the key card, I can get all the items I need here, like the flare. I need the C4, I need the shotgun ammo because it's useful for kneecapping fools in the future. And we get the D letter. Now I go back to the Green Park because we're going to try to attempt to escape through the Tower of London. Enter my best friend, Sandra.
Don't just stand there, move! You're a sitting duck!
Sandra is a freaking sharpshooter with that sniper rifle, and she's super useful for us because she has a different mentality than we do. She doesn't care about the cure, she just wants to escape, so she's not sparing any lives here. But since this isn't me doing it, these do not count as kills. I'm just gonna wait for her to kill everyone for me. And thanks to Sandra, I can keep my conscience clean. And just like that, I made it through Green Park like the pacifist I am, without a single kill.
But you'll need to clear a path to the tower. We lost our sniper on the perimeter.
So here, as you can see, there's 2 zombies. The one that climbs up the ladder, just a quick little kneecap there, does the trick. And the other one, for some reason, completely disappears. I think he goes behind the ladder and then gets stuck. I don't really know, but it's good for us because I can just go through. And over here there's a bunch of zombies huddled up, so it's pretty tricky treading the water because then they chase you and then you take a hit and you can't heal when you're in the water carrying your backpack over your head. And I've died several times here in practice, so use a flare instead, and then here put the C4, lure the zombie away so that it doesn't get killed by the C4. And then as soon as I make it through the gate, I go to the safe house to save, heal, and also it makes the horde of zombies disappear. So when I come back here, there'll only be a few zombies left. That zombie there does that every time. I can't do anything before I try to go through the little hole there. But once I try, it doesn't matter. I just turn around, push the zombie, then go back to the hole. Here I place a flare to give me time to do the pick lock, and then I can progress through the maze.
Just use the black light to find your way through. It will work like a black light now. Look for the signs. Nice work.
Here it's a bit scary because of the darkness, but there's a zombie right here you need to push, and then a little jump scare right here. Just go past them. And then here on the stairs, there's 2 or 3 zombies that always try to get to me. But all I need to do is kneecap them, which kind of blocks them on the stairs. And then I can wait for this crawler to come out, then I can go into the crawl space.
That's the Enochian alphabet. Symbols that D use to communicate with angels. The Ravens translated them.
So here we have our sniper friend Sandra helping us again, with her radical way of thinking, taking care of all the zombies in our path.
Sorry, that's all I could help with. I need to clear the other ramparts.
For the interior part of the tower, I just gotta avoid everyone. I wanna give them all a chance of survival once I find the cure.
Clear the roof. Kill them! Hurry! There it is.
And here I use a combination of 2 flares and a couple of kneecaps to take care of business, as Sandra again does her thing and just kills everyone in her path. And nothing prevents me from helping her out. I just shoot this guy's helmet off because I think she has a limited amount of bullets. I'm not too sure. I died several times in practice here, more than I can count. And this is the best shot I figured out. So 2 flares, and then just pop off into the dude's helmets, and then she just takes care of the rest. But still, no added kills to our list. After the failed chopper rescue, I forgot there was a zombie behind the store, and I took a hit. So instead I just let her there and I loop back around to the newly opened door that's down on the right here. And then we can finally make it back to the safe house. So here I am back in the Brick Lane markets. There's a red zombie here, which is a 1-hit kill if it gets me. So I lure it back near the entrance, and then I kneecap it, give me enough time to place a C4 and get the second letter of D from this dead body behind the rubble.
You should see a park coming up ahead. Mind your
So this is a landmine area, but as I mentioned in the rules, if a zombie dies because it walks in a mine that I did not put down, that's not my fault because they just walk into them from time to time, as it just happened right there. So here I just zigzag around everyone and make my way towards Vikram's gas station. And then there's a tricky pick lock door right there in front of the station. And if I'm in a tough spot, I need to use a flare here, but I got lucky with the RNG placement and there's just one close by to the gate. So I kneecapped it quickly and then proceeded to do the pick lock as fast as possible. And that allowed me to save a flare.
Is he serious? Fuel for antibiotics?
So now Vikram wants his medicine, so we're going to go towards the nursery. And so we're just going to zigzag back through this horde again and make our way towards Beaconsfield.
Remember, it's the medicine you're here for. Nothing else.
So here inside the nursery, I remove the bar on this door because I'm going to trap the jump scare zombie behind this door. This one coming up here. And I almost took a hit, but it's not really the end of the world, even if I would have. And so I just push her beyond the door, close it, and it gives me just enough time to do the pick lock. And then here I realized I almost forgot to scan the CCTV box. This one's really useful because it can be quite the maze in this area. So I always make sure to go through this vent and scan the box. It's really useful, especially for the escape sequence coming up after the next mandatory kill, which is coming up in the basement here. So here, as you probably know, once you get the medicine, you fall through this floor and end up in the basement with the nurse zombie, which is kind of like a weird static energy ghost zombie, which is never really explained, but we'll just take it for what it is. But this is our next kill. We have to kill her. There's no way through the door until we kill her, which is unfortunate because a nurse would have been good to have after the cure is found, but oh well.
I'm losing you.
And there it is. That's kill number 3.
Ah, there you are. Right, that was definitely not the door.
And now we can progress to the door that was previously locked. Here in the kitchen, I somehow completely missed those shotgun shells, but I was excited by that medkit there. And here there's just one explodey that you can push to the side, quickly remove the planks. Here I was hesitating to maybe get the shotgun shells, but I was like, nah, screw that, there's too many zombies coming. And this is why I scan the CCTV, because I always get lost here, even if it's a small area. For some reason it always confuses me. So with the map unlocked, I can easily find my way out, and now we're home free. So for this section here, we actually need to scan that door and wait for the pepper to unlock it for us, which normally triggers this huge horde of zombies that we need to kill. But there's this very, very useful glitch where if you stand on this corner of the map, on top of the car, for some reason the zombies don't know where you are and they keep circling around trying to find you. So by exploiting this glitch, I'm able to wait for the prepper to unlock the door without killing a single zombie, and sparing so many more helpless souls. After a while, there starts being so many zombies that some of them stay on the roof, and once they're on the car, they're able to find me. But thanks to the very useful pushing mechanic in this game, you can just push them away, which is what I did. And once I'm home free, I need to go unlock this secret passage because I'm going to use it later. And then I can go see my good friend Vikram. So we get the pad upgrade from Vikram's station, zigzag through a bunch of zombies, get the next letter of D, zigzag through a bunch of zombies, and then we can go get the fuel.
Nice work. Now hurry back. That generator's running on fumes.
The next mission just involves going back to places I've already been in order to find all the letters of D, which is very doable by just zigzagging through every zombie I encounter. On my way back to the Tower of London shortcut, I knew there was still that zombie from earlier that I thought I had kneecap, but it turns out he still had both legs. And I didn't want to risk dropping down, getting injured, and then taking a hit, which might have killed me. So I decided to climb down the ladder because I knew that he would grab me and pull me down, but I wouldn't take any damage, which would then give me time to get up and then finally finish off his legs. Just like he deserves. Bitch. So after meeting up with the doctor again and making him all excited about receiving the 7 letters of these nuts, I have to reach access to St. George's Church. But to do so I have to hack this door, but these zombies are going to prevent me from doing so, so I just lure them to the corner here to get them out of my way and then just quickly loop back around towards the door, which gives me enough time to scan the lock. So here as I make my way towards St. George's Church, I push this zombie out of the way, and he accidentally ends up falling on a mine. But again, that mine wasn't placed by me, it was already there. It was just an unfortunate push, and that mine always ends up getting triggered by one of the zombies anyways as I walk past it, so that's just an unlucky fate for these guys over here. And this room here can be scary, but as long as I push the zombies out of the way and just run to the corner of the room, I can even grab this large med pack as I walk by, and then I can reach the crawl space that leads to the next area. Now in this area, I'm just going to push everyone off the ledge, because once they're down in the sewer water, they're no longer a threat. But I need to make sure not to fall down there, because if I do, I'm pretty much screwed. And then here I'm going to pull out the Magnum, because I need to kneecap some spitters at long range, which is too far for the shotgun. But the Magnum is good for that, because one good shot to the knee, and the spitters fall. And that doesn't kill them, but it makes them be out of range, so they can't spit at me anymore. And once I maneuver my way out of there, I finally reach the arena, which is the part of the game that hurts our challenge the most because there are many mandatory kills. The only way to complete this chapter is to kill every zombie. But I found a workaround that I'll show you at the end, which at least let me save the last 8 zombies in this arena. But I'll keep the counter up so you guys can see how many I actually have to kill. And here my mine placement completely failed, so I had to improvise. And this mine decided to completely not work for some reason, so more improv. Luckily I found a propane tank that was left from earlier, which I used to my advantage. And then here I almost walk over the mine I set earlier, but I completely missed it just by chance. Here I accidentally climb up on the thing when I was trying to grab the ammo. And then here again I almost blew up by that mine I left earlier, so I got pretty lucky here. Took care of the last 2 zombies with a mine, and then the stressful part was finally over. So yeah, now you see why the arena really hurts this challenge, because I went from 3 kills to 20. So there are 17 zombies I need to kill in this arena. But luckily, there's the last 8 here that I can spare by throwing a flare and then closing the gate again behind them, which allows me to get all the loot.
Shut the gate! Hit the button!
And then I just use another flare as I exit to do the same.
The ladder you climbed to get here, that's your exit.
Quick pick lock here, and then it's back down into the scary area. And here I was hoping to only use 1 flare, but I ended up using 2 because I got overwhelmed twice. So that's unfortunate, but at least I survived. And once I made it back in this vent, I could finally take a breather. And now I'm on my way to find the doctor to take his eyeball. And to do so, I just need to zigzag around some more zombies, as I've gotten pretty used to by now. And then there's 2 more annoying nurse zombies, which again, these 2 have to be killed because they're preventing me from scanning the door. So I can't progress until these 2 nurse ghost things are dead. Which is why I carry this mine with me at this point, because it can take them out both at the same time. At least they died together. But unfortunately for us, that's killed number 21 and 22. With the nurse zombies out of the way, I could scan the door and get through it. But now there's a scary part, because I now have to kill the doctor, who's protected by 2 armored zombies. And up until this point, I've only practiced this part with the flare. But in this playthrough I used 1 more flare than I'm used to, so I had to improvise and do this whole section without killing the armored zombies. Only the doctor needs to be killed because I need to get his eyeball. But I had to do this without using a flare, so I'll just let you watch to see how it played out. And so thanks to his precious eyeball, the doctor loses all hope of returning to his human form once I find the panacea code. So I managed to quickly grab the eyeball from the dead doctor and only take 1 hit. And then I got really lucky because one of the armored zombies kind of stayed over here by the door, and I was able to push the other one to the stairs, which gave me just enough time to go to the door and unlock it. But all in all, it went pretty smoothly. So this kitchen was another place that was worrying me, but I ended up getting by just by pushing this armored zombie, and then I could get through to the safe house. Now at this point I'm getting closer and closer to the ending, and more worried of making a dumb mistake that'll cost me the run. So I'm being really careful and kneecapping every fool in my way. With the doctor's eyeball, I can go through this door into the Queen's quarters and download the panacea code onto my USB key. So on my way to the computer room, I don't really encounter any zombies, but once I retrieve the USB key, a bunch more are going to appear. So I just come back in this area and kneecap them before grabbing the USB key so that they're not a problem later. Then once that's done, I go get the key, and then I make my escape. And during this escape sequence, it's just a lot of zigzagging. And right before leaving the castle, there's one last red zombie that, again, is a one-hit kill, so a quick little kneecap does the trick. And once I exit the palace, I just chill a bit on this side of the fence because if I'm on the other side of the fence once the bombing starts, I will take damage, and since I already had a bit of damage to my health bar, that would have killed me, which would have been a really sad end to our run. And just before I made it back to the safe house, things started getting really hairy. There were lots of zombies in my way, and one of them was completely blocking my way up the stairs, which ended up getting me completely surrounded and almost dying, but luckily I had a med pack in my quick assign slot. But even with that, I took more damage, and I just got out of that circle. I took one more hit, and again was one kiss away from dying. And I was trying to find a safe spot to heal, but I didn't find one. So just as a last strand of hope, I started shooting everyone in the legs, and I just managed to get out of there. I don't know how I didn't get hit. Honestly, I think it was completely lucky, but I just managed to get to the side where I could heal, and then finally make my way towards the safe house. And this was almost a rip run. And with this, I reached the final sequence of the game, which is, unfortunately, a giant horde of zombies.
I taught you how to survive. You'd be dead without me. And this is how you repay me.
Oh wait, never mind, because the ending is only triggered if I leave the safe house, no matter which door I take. So I can just head to the right and take this completely free exit.
But just remember where I found you.
And then that's it, the game has been beaten. Creepy POV, Prepper has a peg leg, roll credits. Psych! There's one more mission we have to do in order to get the true ending. Let's see if I can not choke. My first obstacle is this one lonely straggler, so I can just push him away to the side. And then this zombie needs to be kneecapped. This armored zombie can't be kneecapped, so I have to push him into the water. And I scanned the box, hoping to find an extra flare or medkit, but no luck. Here, I ended up waiting too long and then took a hit. Unfortunate. Now here I wanted to kneecap that one zombie, but by making sure not to touch the explodey, because even if you shoot them in the leg, they will blow up. Once I'm across the water, I just run, more zigzagging, and then we're getting really close to the ending here. And by this point, my heart rate was at the max. And here's another moment where I almost died so close to the goal. I got overwhelmed, so I used my medkit, and then here I wanted to push them away and close the door, but I ended up closing the door on myself like an idiot. So I had to push them again, go back through the door, and then I could finally barricade it. And this is it, the final moment of the game. The game wants me to kill all the zombies on the roof in order to get rescued by the chopper. But I can spare these last zombies as well by distracting them with the flare, which gives me just enough space for the chopper to come get me. And with that final moment, the challenge is complete. I beat the game on survival mode as a pacifist by only killing the absolutely minimum amount of zombies required, which ended up being 23 zombies. And all of that effort just to find out that it was all for nothing, because the London Blitz 2.0 happens, and all of London ends up getting completely nuked. Great. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. This was a very fun and very difficult challenge, but I enjoyed every moment of it. I want to thank my friends on Twitch who tagged along as I struggled for over 20 hours of practicing this run, and give a big shout out to Yellow Elevator 815 on YouTube. He's a great zombie player and he has the world record speedrun for this game, and lots of the strats I did in this run came from his speedrun tutorial, so I'll link his channel in the description, make sure to check him out. Again, thanks for watching. Frick off! Why in the middle of the stairs? Why in the middle of the stairs? Oh my good lord. Oh no. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Oh. Hey yo. That's gotta be the most clutch thing I've ever done in my life.